Hey guys, spiritual healer Kimberly here. Good morning. Welcome to Club Gig. Today is Solar Plexus Chakra Wednesday, when we talk about the next step of our spiritual evolution and how that correlates over to our personal energetic vibration and how we can maximize and work with specific things to help us bring our energy levels up to meet and support all this newfound wisdom. Okay, so on Solar Plexus Chakra Wednesday, we're talking about bringing our spiritual knowledge and understanding more into a functioning lifestyle, if you will. The Solar Plexus Chakra is traditionally known to be one of self-confidence and self-esteem, assisting those areas of our thinking. But I look at it in a way that rather than looking at self-confidence and self-esteem, we're going to utilize the self-confidence and self-esteem that we've already gained from the previous two chakras and two spiritual understandings. And we're going to grasp the third about the importance of our allowing ourselves to become our spiritual selves in every way. Now let's go backwards a little bit and review. On Mondays, we're talking about the root chakra. And with the root chakra, we're discovering who we are exactly, according to the Most High Creator. Not anyone else's ideas, not even our own ideas that we've created for ourselves, but who we are, our importance, our function, our purpose as human beings living on planet Earth as created by the one Most High Creator. All of us, regardless of who we are, what we've done, blah, 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 it doesn't even matter. Because before anything ever happened, we were all created by one that had the same intention for all of us. And that's to live a life of peace, joy, and abundance in all things, with a maximum amount of loving, protective support. He literally would like us to be free and fearless and join with him in creating more magnificent, beautiful things for our world. And that's outside of everything else, because everything else then becomes a learning experience for us to attain that goal. And when we understand that that's our purpose and that's who we are, and we're loved and protected by the Most High Creator, well, that kind of changes our frame of reference on many, many things. Simultaneously, and without any effort, that spiritual acknowledgement of who we are automatically begins increasing your personal energetic vibration. Right now, we're all like running around a very lower level, low output. But as we gain in spiritual wisdom, our energetic value just increases. Our energetic response just increases. And, we have to be practical and prepare ourselves to receive such magnificent energy, because we're not used to it. And we might misinterpret it as it comes at us if we're not aware of that, right? So then we move on to the sacral chakra on Tuesday. And on sacral chakra Tuesday, what we do is we discover and rediscover what brings us the maximum amount of joy in our lives. What are the experiences that we would like to experience while we're alive here? Experiences of love, experiences of success, experiences of family and of unity and of financial wealth, and the list can go on and on and on. This is what the Lord wants for you. The only thing that he asks is that you remember who the heck you are, and how you go about obtaining things now is by working with him first. Unity, yes, in the collective, but with him first. But first, before you could do that, you got to find your joy. Because he needs you to be as happy as you could be. Vibing at a 10, always. That's what he wants for you. That's what he expects of you. So on Tuesdays, we go about acting like children, maybe. Definitely feeling like children. Rediscovering what might bring us joy again. Is it rediscovering joy in your current circumstances of work or relationships? Is it discovering a new hobby? Is it starting a new business? Is it something you've had on the back burner for a really long time? Well, it's time to pull it out. Because that's what the Most High Creator wants of you. He wants you to do everything that brings you joy and happiness and fulfillment and peace. So we go find that on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we find we're at this place where we suddenly have an expanded understanding about so many things. Because right from the beginning, as you're growing in wisdom and your energy vibration is increasing, you're rising up to meet the energetic vibration of the Most High Creator. And this is what you're doing. You're narrowing the gap between you and the Most High with your spiritual evolution, which is an energetic shift as well. So by the time you get to Wednesday, on Solar Plexus Wednesday, our job then is to get out of the cerebral, because we like to learn. I mean, we were geared to learn. But because this is a different thing than what we currently have going on everywhere, it's almost like foreign. But because we've come to understand so much about ourselves, our magnificence, and quite frankly, the increased understanding of the level of magnificence of the Most High Creator, you gain this whole new set of confidence and self-esteem within you effortlessly. You don't need to try. It's there. It's like, now your energy is increasing too. So imagine getting excited about something, right? Let me try to explain. When you get really excited about something, then you're all hot to go after it, right? To go do it. And you don't have any fears. And if you have doubts and you're like, oh, okay, well, let's just see how it works out. But when you hit it, when you try to go after things without increasing your spiritual wisdom and therefore your personal energy vibration, you don't have that. But when you do, what it feels like is like you literally feel an excitement inside. Now, some people might see it as anxiousness. But about a year ago, I guess now, and I don't even know who it was, so if you're hearing me and you said it, please take credit for it. During our spiritual evolution, part of our challenge is to recognize that some of our anxiety and our triggers that we're accustomed to interpreting in a negative fashion and causing a withdrawal are really not that at all. It's your body's feeling this increased positive vibration, except it doesn't know what to do with it. So it's interpreting it as negative, even when it's positive. And you learn that through your first and second chakras. It's one of the things that you begin to, at least the underlying understanding of it starts to be gained with your root and sacral chakra wisdom, spiritual wisdom gained. So by the time that you're hitting this third chakra, this energy is literally, you're feeling it. That's why I'm so steadfast on having to support ourselves and prepare our minds and our bodies for this incoming increase so that we don't misinterpret it and take it the wrong way. Because we are in the new era of spirituality. And whether you are consciously working towards that or just kind of sitting back from it all, the inevitability of change exists. And you will inevitably begin to feel the repercussions of other people now, as more and more people come to understand this new era of spirituality and what's really required of us now. And you will also begin to feel these feelings and not sure whether to be anxious about them or not. Or you won't even think about it, which is worse, and you'll be anxious about it. But if at least you know that it's coming, whether you're actively participating in your own growth or not, you're going to feel it. So at least know that it's coming. And let that be your indicator too. That when that feeling's here, that's a validation that it's really happening. That's when theory becomes truth for people, when it starts happening for them. Okay? So you're going to feel that, and when that time comes, remember what I'm saying right now. That is your validation of its truth, its fact. And let that guide you from there. But so going forward now into today, we're taking all of what we have now gained, this newfound strength, this newfound understanding, this newfound vindication of self, this newfound self-confidence and self-esteem and enjoyment, excitement, anticipation of all of the magnificence that we're beginning to generate within ourselves in our own personal lives. With the compounded acknowledgement, but that the farther that you take that, and with the more vigor that you dedicate to this path, the greater your influence is felt. So then not only yourself, but always better and better inside of yourself first, then into your family, then it bleeds out to your community, and so on and so on. This gives you so much oomph to do it, to just be you. But I also understand that we have this little other voice over here trying to make it a little bit difficult and making it fearful and misinterpreting these feelings that we have as anxiety rather than anticipation, because it's so inside of us, right? But if you continue forward, knowing that you cannot fail and that you will be given every resource as it's needed, as long as you continue your education, learn your education. If you don't learn one of your cycles, you will go through it again. But, Dad's patient. He gives us lots of tries to get it if we need it. Okay? So just keep on going. Get up and go again. And there's nothing fearful about that, because God's got your back. Dad is always watching out for where you're headed. Our job is to grasp that joy and allow it to become habitual things that we express in our day-to-day life, through our conversation, through our actions, through our habits and our behaviors. Focusing on what's important once every day at least, to get our heads right, so that when we walk into our worlds, we're walking in truth, in a higher level energetic vibration, in service really to the Most High Creator. And we allow ourselves within our family unit, within our close friends, co-workers, we allow ourselves to become who we are. To simply become who we really are. If that means wearing crystals around your neck, a headband around your head, if that means, you start, dedicating yourself every single day to better habits, we don't seek to get rid of old habits here, because that's just stressful, and God's not about stress. Dad wants everything easy. right? So we don't focus on what we don't want anymore, or what's giving us problems, or what we're fearful of, or hang-ups or habits that we have that aren't good for us. No, we don't focus on that. That's counterproductive. It generates a lower level energy and pulls us back down again, right? We focus on what we do want, creating new habits, allowing ourselves to be more of ourselves, taking better care of ourselves, allowing more time for ourselves, saying no when necessary, having boundaries, preserving ourselves, our energy, our wisdom and our understanding and truth. This is the new projection of self, taking better care of oneself, a little bit of exercise, healthier eating habits, new things, your creative projects that bring you joy. We're looking to integrate our joy in a positive, humble way, with all the love that we enjoy and excitement that we can muster to get it done in the most beautiful way. Because you will always be moving towards your dream's attainment. But the dream itself is the attainment of the dream. That's what brings us the greatest level of joy, working towards our dreams. It is literally our miracle, our overarching life miracle, always in action. And that is what Solar Plexus Chakra Day is all about. What we're doing then, now we have our root chakra at the very base, and when our root chakra work is done, we're helping that whole physical area around the root chakra heal and work more efficiently as it's meant to. It's helping us ground to the energies of the earth, our understanding and our spiritual selves. And then all of that energy working correctly gives us support to the sacral chakra, where we find our joy, right? And the sacral chakra, with the root chakra, if it's out of balance, you're either like doing things that you would never imagine that you're doing. You'll probably, end up regretting someday. On one side of the malfunction. On the other side of the malfunction, it's withdrawing and doing nothing and just staying stagnant. But with its functioning, it's that rooted. With the sacral chakra, this has a lot to do with our sexuality too. Creativity, sexuality, our feminine side of us, right? So an overactive sacral chakra leads to a lot of overactive sexual experiences. And an underactive means that, again, you're closed off and, you're not allowing any kind of love to enter your world. But with a positive, correctly moving sacral chakra, you are balanced in that. You have a greater level of discernment and you're no longer as vulnerable as the female archetype. Because the wisdom of your male has already gained a foundation from which your feminine then can grow and onboard this loving, sexual, creative piece of you, because she's very important. They're both very important as we arrive towards the end of the chakras, because then we are integrating our male and our female effortlessly. But for now, sometimes it's difficult because we're learning something new. But when that sacral chakra is moving perfectly, this is when true balance begins to establish itself in its life, in our lives. We've created the foundation and now we're bringing that joy. The foundation is functional. And so is the joy, but the joy more connects to our person than finding our joy and bringing up our energetic value in a different kind of way. And then as we come into the solar plexus chakra, having to do with self-confidence and self-esteem mainly, we're faced with, let me tell you the traditional. Normally it's to be who you are. It's always about being who you are outside of the social conditioning and social norms that we experience. So you're either going to be flagrantly of the world, or you are going to be closed off. Again, closed off, not growing, not functioning. Closed off is pretty much closed off through everything. Because if you just are closed off, you're not learning, you're not becoming wise, you're not increasing your energy vibration, and you're just kind of sitting there. Anyway, but when you are fully functioning in your solar plexus chakra, that's where the self-esteem and self-confidence are effortless and happen by themselves, because the support that you've received from the correction of the energy and understanding spiritually from your root chakra to your sacral chakra, and then the correction of your sacral chakra then to your solar plexus chakra, it's like a build. It's like our chakras are a daisy chain. If the root chakra isn't functioning correctly, if we haven't received that level of energy correctly, and we try to continue up, we're not going to gain the same level of understanding, the same level of energetic value, because that initial understanding isn't understood. The energetic vibration is not increasing in the way that it should. Fearful thoughts and feelings of limitations and boundary and blockages still exist. Okay? So any other chakra you work on there, you're going to be pulling that into it. And that's the part that needs the healing. We don't want to send our unhealed selves out to the world. We want to bring all of us, our healed self, to the world. Right? So now, arriving at the solar plexus, when that's running correctly, because of the work that we've done previously and because of our acknowledgement and our increased self-esteem and self-confidence and our beginning to be all of who we are in our worlds, now this energetic vibration, it's like you're really beginning to feel this. I mean, going from root to sacral is a big jump, but from sacral to solar plexus, where you're actually outwardly expressing yourself through your voice, through your actions, through your behaviors, and through your habits, well, that energetic value has built up so much within you that you are literally starting to see it on the outside already anyway. It's like as you grow, your energy field gets bigger and bigger, and it's more noticeable and more noticeable as time goes by. So you're literally just grasping what other people are already starting to see in you anyway. And you're beginning to act like it. In peace and humility, in wisdom and in truth of who you are and who everybody else is according to the Most High Creator. So today, focus on becoming more of you. Taking all of the stuff that you've listened to, read about, workbook, whatever, right? All that stuff that you took from there and you attempt to put right in your heart and make it work for you, right? We're going to take all that and we're going to move forward. We're going to use what we found yesterday to bring us joy, to allow us to begin demonstrating who we are. This will begin your transition into your fullness of self. And it begins a transition that's needed in your relationships to begin to understand the newfound you and to begin a level of understanding and acceptance of your changes. It's a very pivotal moment. These first three chakras mean everything. Absolutely everything to the continuation of this education, to the successful attainment to your highest vibration. So I hope you enjoyed that, actually. That came out of me in a way that I wasn't expecting, and I dig it. Anyway, let's dive into the Course in Miracles here. Oh, and I also wanted to mention the solar plexus chakra Wednesday color is yellow, and that's one of my favorite colors. And the crystals that I use are the same crystals that I use for the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, which are the black obsidian, the red jasper, and the tiger's eye. And the food for today is complex carbs, because this becomes now an active thing that we're doing, and our body is going to need that little bit of extra energy, and we're absorbing all of this beautiful new energy as we're making this spiritual transition. So these complex carbs and the exercises that I'll show you about today are really supporting ourselves in the transition of becoming the best that we can be. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask Dad what he wants us to talk about. I feel better standing today. I have a lot going on. Let me breathe for a minute. I got life and happening around me. Excuse all the noises. Okay. Oh, it's called The Healed Relationship. It's, of course, The Course in Miracles. And I turn to Chapter 17, Forgiveness in the Holy Relationship. And it's Section 5, The Healed Relationship. Let's go. The holy relationship is the expression of the holy instant in living in this world. Like everything about salvation, the holy instant is a practical device, witnessed to by its results. The holy instant never fails. The experience of it is always felt. Yet without expression, it is not remembered. The holy relationship is a constant reminder of the experience in which the relationship became what it is. And as the unholy relationship is a continuing hymn of hate and praise of its maker, so is the holy relationship a happy song of praise to the Redeemer of relationships. The holy relationship, a major step toward the perception of the real world, is learned. It is the old unholy relationship, transformed and seen anew. The holy relationship is a phenomenal teaching accomplishment. In all its aspects, as it begins, develops, and becomes accomplished, it represents the reversal of the unholy relationship. Be comforted in this. The only difficult phase is the beginning, for here the goal of the relationship is abruptly shifted to the exact opposite of what it was. This is the first result of offering the relationship to the Holy Spirit to use for His purposes. And I just want to interrupt here for a minute so for a brief understanding. This is spoken from the reference of Jesus, okay? And the relationship that he's speaking of is a relationship between you and him. You, him, the Most High Creator, the Holy Spirit. It's the reversal of that relationship that's being referred to here, where we're putting more prominence of it in our lives on a day-to-day. The temptation of the ego becomes... I might have missed this. Yes. This invitation is accepted immediately, and the Holy Spirit wastes no time in introducing the practical results of asking Him to enter. At once His goal replaces yours. This is accomplished very rapidly, but it makes the relationship seem disturbed, disjunctive, and even quite distressing. The reason is quite clear. For the relationship as it is out of line with its own goal, and clearly unsuited to the purpose that was accepted for it. In its unholy condition, your goal was all that seemed to give it meaning. Now it seems to make no sense. Many relationships have broken off at this point, and the pursuit of the old goal reestablished in another relationship. For once the unholy relationship has accepted the goal of holiness, it can never again be what it was. The temptation of the ego becomes extremely intense with a shift in goals, for the relationship has not yet been changed sufficiently to make its former goal completely without attraction, and its structure is threatened by the recognition of its inappropriateness for meeting its new purpose. The conflict between the goal and the structure of the relationship is so apparent that they cannot coexist. Yet now the goal will not be changed. Set firmly in the unholy relationship, there is no course except to change the relationship to fit the goal. Until this happy solution is seen and accepted as the only way out of the conflict, the relationship may seem to be severely strained. It would not be kinder to shift the goal more slowly, for the contrast would be obscured and the ego given time to reinterpret each slow step according to its liking. Only a radical shift in purpose could induce a complete change of mind about the whole relationship, what about whole relationship is for. As this change develops and is finally accomplished, it grows increasingly beneficent and joyous. But at the beginning, the situation is experienced as very precarious. A relationship undertaken by two individuals for their unholy purpose suddenly has holiness for its goal. As these two contemplate their relationship from the point of view of this new purpose, they are inevitably appalled. Their perception of the relationship may even become quite disorganized, and yet the former organization of their perception no longer serves the purpose they have agreed to meet. This is the time for faith. You let this goal be set for you. That was an act of faith. Do not abandon faith now that the rewards of faith are being introduced. If you believe the Holy Spirit was there to accept the relationship, why would you now not still believe that he is there to purify what he has taken under his guidance? Have faith in your brother in what but seems to be a trying time. The goal is set, and your relationship has sanity as its purpose. For now you find yourself in an insane relationship, recognized as such in the light of its goal. Now the ego counsels thus. Substitute for this another relationship to which your former goal was quite appropriate. You can escape from your distress only by getting rid of your brother. You need not part entirely if you choose not to do so, but you must exclude major areas of fantasy from your brother to save your sanity. Hear not this now. Have faith in him who answered you. He heard. Has he not been very explicit in his answer? You are not now wholly insane. Can you deny that he is giving you a most explicit statement? Now he asks for faith a little longer, even in bewilderment. For this will go, and you will see the justification of your faith emerge, to bring you shifting conviction. Abandon him not now, nor your brother. This relationship has been reborn as holy. And that's where we are today, right now, in the midst of this understanding. Not to give up, but to see already how much we've accomplished in our wisdom and our understanding and our increase of energetic value, to keep pushing through, to become who we are on the inside, also on the outside. Accept with gladness what you do not understand, and let it be explained to you as you perceive its purpose. Work in it to make it holy. I understand. Accept with gladness what you do not understand, and let it be explained to you as you perceive its purpose. Work in it to make it holy. You will find many opportunities to blame your brother for the failure of your relationship, for it will seem at times to have no purpose. A sense of aimlessness will come to haunt you, and to remind you of all the ways you once sought for satisfaction and thought you found it. Forget not now the misery you really found, and do not breathe life into your failing ego, for your relationship has not been disrupted, it has been saved. You are very new in the ways of salvation and think you have lost your way. Your way is lost, but think not this is loss. In your newness, remember that you and your brother have started again, together. And take his hand to walk together along a road far more familiar than you now believe. Is it not certain that you will remember a goal unchanged throughout eternity? For you have chosen but the goal of God, from which your true intent was never absent. Throughout the sonship is the song of freedom heard, in joyous echo of your choice. You have joined with many in the holy instant, and they have joined with you. Think not your choice will leave you comfortless, for God himself has blessed your holy relationship. Join in his blessing, and withhold not yours upon it. For all it needs now is your blessing, that you may see that it rests in salvation. Condemn salvation not, for it has come to you, and welcome it together, for it has come to join you and your brother together in a relationship in which all the sonship is together blessed. He undertook together to invite the Holy Spirit into your relationship. He could not have entered otherwise. Although you may have made many mistakes since then, you have also made enormous efforts to help him do his work, and he has not been lacking in appreciation for all you have done for him, nor does he see the mistakes at all. Have you been similarly grateful to your brother? Have you consistently appreciated the good efforts and overlooked mistakes? Or has your appreciation flickered and grown dim in what seemed to be the light of mistakes? Perhaps you are now entering upon a campaign to blame him for the discomfort of the situation in which you find yourself. Oh my God, this little excerpt right here is certainly for me. And by the lack of thanks and gratitude, you make yourself unable to express the holy instant and thus lose sight of it. Amen to that. See, doesn't matter how wise you get, there's always something to learn every day or be reminded of. The experience of an instant, however compelling it may be, is easily forgotten if you allow time to close over it. It must not be kept shining and gracious in your awareness of time, but not concealed within it. The instant remains, but where are you? To give thanks to your brother is to appreciate the holy instant, and thus enable its results to be accepted and shared. To attack your brother is not to lose the instant, but to make it powerless in its effects. You have received the holy instant, but you may have established a condition in which you cannot use it. As a result, you do not realize that it is with you still, and by cutting yourself off from its expression, you have denied yourself its benefit. You reinforce this every time you attack your brother, for the attack must blind you to yourself, and it is impossible to deny yourself and to recognize what has been given and received by you. You and your brother stand together in the holy presence of truth itself. Here is the goal, together with you. Think you not the goal itself will gladly arrange the means for its accomplishment? Is it just the same discrepancy between the purpose that has been accepted and the means as they stand now, which seem to make you suffer, but which makes heaven glad? If heaven were outside you, you could not share in its gladness. Yet because it is within, the gladness too is yours. You are joined in purpose, but remain still separate and divided on the means. Yet the goal is fixed, firm and unalterable, and the means will surely fall in place because the goal is sure, and you will share the gladness of the sonship that it is so. I really needed to hear this today. He always gives us the right words. As you begin to recognize and accept the gifts you have so freely given to your brother, you will also accept the effects of the holy instant and use them to correct all your mistakes and free you from their results. And learning this, you will have also learned how to release all the sonship and offer it in gladness and thanksgiving to him who gave you your release and who would extend it through you. Amen. I love that. I love that because I'm currently going through a conflict. And it's so frustrating. And, I drew my line in the sand. And sometimes we have to do that. But we do it with love. And we do it with the purpose of coming together in unity. It is part of our growth to stand firm in who we are and in our beliefs. It's that certain self-confidence and self-esteem that you gain through the root and sacral work. That when you arrive in the solar plexus on Wednesday, you have the strength and the endurance to navigate, discern, and understand truth. And when you allow Dad, the Most High Creator, to direct your path, He tells you exactly to do. He tells you exactly what to do, exactly when, exactly how. And when you approach things from that perspective, the intention is being worked, not neglected. Peace, unity, that's what it's about. Growing to be all that we could be for the benefit of ourselves and others, that's what it's all about. And even in the face of conflict, even when you must stand firm in your boundary, Dad is still taking care of it all. He's using what he's having you do to help other people see. This is how it begins. This is the strength and the glory of the Most High Creator active in our lives. Every single minute of every single day. It's our choice whether we develop our relationship with Him or not. It's our choice to remain in a lower level energetic vibration from a lack of spiritual understanding, throwing out moldy wooden boomerangs that return the same exact experiences back to us, or we seek to become friends and reestablish our relationship with the Most High Creator. And then suddenly and instantly, those wooden moldy boomerangs, bringing that lower level energy back to you, turn golden. And with each step through the process, that boomerang becomes more and more brilliant, bringing better and better, more satisfying, loving, joyful, unified, peaceful, abundant things to us. Because we're literally using the tools that God gave us to understand how our spirituality impacts our personal energetic vibration, and we're pulling that final element into our being, making us whole. This is where we see truth. This is where we act truth. It's a beautiful place to be. Now let's talk about the exercises for today, and then we're going to wrap it up. On Mondays, we began a very simple stretch that opens up our bodies to be able to better receive the energetic vibration increase, okay? On Monday, we also eat lean meats to support that grounding and that foundation building that we're doing in that area. On Tuesday, we do the stretch again. Now, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we build upon, but then we carry those three through the rest of the week, okay? And not every exercise is a physical exercise. It then turns creative. Okay, so now we have a little bit of physical and a little bit of creative going on after the first 3 days for the rest of the week, okay? Anyway, so Sacral Chakra Tuesday, we add in a balance-based exercise. I do lunges, I like lunges, but they could be any balance-based exercise because that brings our stability while we're finding our growth, grounding ourselves in the truth as we go find our joy, keeping us stabilized and liquid so that we could better utilize the next level of increase with the sacral chakra by allowing this conductivity of the water to help distribute this energy that we're receiving now throughout our body properly. Then as we go into Wednesday, we're doing the stretch, we're doing the balance-based exercise, and then we're adding in a bit of a walk. I really highly suggest outside. in any form of fashion. If you got to do circles around your yard, I personally live on a dead-end street, so I walk to the stop sign and back 6 times as a mile. Okay, I mean, it's not very exciting. Or you could go to the park, or it's summer now, go to the beach or whatever. Go hiking, wrap it around something enjoyable, or just do it quickly. Like, I like to do it because now after my stretch and my balance based exercise, I feel like bouncy from my energy. And when I walk that little bit, it calms my energy down and stabilizes my energy at a higher level for my use. So the walking and when you're out in nature and you're connecting with nature, you could do it quietly and just listen to what's going on around you, or you could listen to your favorite music even. But, just allow yourself to absorb, your mindset. Let it sink in, appreciate all that is on offer to us that we utilize it every day. So it's just a quick little walk. It doesn't have to be far. And if you can't walk, do walking in place. If you're in a wheelchair, have somebody take you for a walk. Just anything you can do to get your body equalized. It's an energetic equalizing that we're doing today with this walk. So I'm going to do one stretch. I'm going to do one set of lunges, and then I'm going to leave you. Because, you have to remember that everything that the Most High Creator puts in front of us is meant to be easy. So I'm not going to get crazy into fitness, although we could. I'm not going to get crazy into nutrition, although I could. I'm providing you with exact, specific things that are beneficial to you of receiving this energy that you're gaining as a result of your spiritual wisdom. It's inevitable and it's effortless that it comes to you. Your receiving of it and utilizing it correctly is important. And you haven't had it before. Maybe in intervals or during life events, but never consistently. Living your energy is a different idea and requires different things. The Most High Creator wants everything to be simple for us, and that's why everything is boiled down to specific things. You will find that if you follow these guidelines, because I've been using it, that your fitness will increase, and you'll want to do more exercises, and you'll want to eat better. Just because it's working for you, with hardly any effort at all. So the stretch, the balance-based exercise, the walk, it's the only physical stuff we have all week. Do it to your comfort level. Do it in the time frame that you have so you're not stressed out about it. Don't feel like you have to do it in the beginning of the day. If you have to do this at a different time of day, if you're better doing this at night, then do it. Everybody's different. I'm better when I set myself every morning. And then, quietly at night, because then I'm tired and I'm not at it, but I'm full of energy in the morning. So I embrace that. But you will have your own schedule and when this most appropriate time is for you. The important part is that you do it. That you help yourself. It's one thing to want to be the best that you could be, according to the Most High Creator. It's another thing to actually do what you have to do to be the best you could be, according to the Most High Creator. And because it's so powerful, reconnecting and gaining in spiritual wisdom, it would be negligent of us not to identify how this is affecting us internally and understanding how to utilize it correctly for our benefit and everyone else's. So let's get into a quick stretch. All right, let me move back a little bit so you can get me. I didn't put the mats down today either. All right, so one quick stretch. This is how it works. Arms up, feet shoulder width apart, hands up, Stretch them out, move your hands around, get your blood flowing. Here, I'm already feeling it here. I drive a lot, so I'm feeling it in my arms, my hands. Oh, that was my knuckle. Oh, my shoulder. My back is very happy with me at the moment. Okay, and then we go from this position, feet shoulder width apart, and we bend back just as much as we can. Don't fall over and don't stress out. Remember, this is supposed to be easy. Let your arms drop to your sides. We're stretching all of our chest out because that gets tight from slumping over, driving, working. Stretching out our neck, pulling up our chin. Let our arms fall to the sides, and from this position, we pull forward, bending at the hip, going for a 90-degree angle from our legs, straight out. You feel the pull and the stretch off the back of your legs through your buttocks and your lower back. And then from this position, we go into a simple squat, and the idea is to get lower and lower. Using your arms as counterbalance, that's fine. And then up. And the goal for these stretches is for us to be able to fluidly move from position to position as a full range of motion. I like 7 because it gets me all charged up inside when I do 7, but it's up to each of us. Okay, and then we go to the balance-based exercises, which for me are lunges, and I'm going to do one set of those real quick just so you see. And step out. My front knee is a 90-degree angle to my foot. My knee is towards the ground but not touching the ground, and my arms are out for balance. That's 1, 2, and I do 7 on each side. 3, 4, 7's been my number. You know, it's a spiritual number. 5, I think. 6, 7, and as you see, this, I'm not sweating. I'm breathing it just a smidgen bit heavier, like I'm walking fast, but 1, 2, I can still talk through it. Oh, see, balance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just a simple pie easy, right? It really is easy to be great. We don't need to overcomplicate it. No, I'm done. I'm going for a walk. Enjoy your day. I love you. Bye for now.